If we want to make sure that our activities and actions today don't adversely impact the land and future generations, we need to work with people who live on and understand the land. Whether this understanding is formed over millennia, centuries, or several years, we rely on people who are connected to the spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and physical aspects of the land to inform how best to manage it. A healthy landscape is a shared responsibility, one that hinges on mutual respect and insight from all land users. In a Good Way is a cultural foundation held by many Indigenous cultures to describe participation that honors the traditional principles of respect, sharing, kindness, humility, and good faith. When we look at this on the landscape, working together in a good way means that different worldviews, perspectives, and knowledge systems are equally respected and considered in the land use planning process. When we consider everyone who is connected to a specific place, it doesn't take long to realize that this landscape is valued by many people with different cultural values and practices. Indigenous, local, and scientific ways of knowing are just a few examples of some of the knowledge systems at work in Alberta, each offering us a better understanding of the natural world. It's also important to understand that knowledge can be communicated in a variety of ways, the most common methods being through oral traditions or written documents. Each method complements the other and builds on past histories and experiences. To lead us through some of the ways these different knowledge systems are communicated and considered in the land use planning process, Ira Provost, manager at Piikani Nation Consultation, offers to share his perspective and experiences from working with Alberta Environment and Parks in southern Alberta on what it means to work together in a good way. Ira?
We just want to be heard. We want to be worked with. We want to understand what's going on in our surrounding communities, because at one point in time, all this area belonged to my Blackfoot and my Piikani ancestors. And so with that, our leadership met several times with the government and said, this is great. We have lots to offer. How can we help? How can we understand the needs of Alberta Environment and Parks and work together? So it took a while to get to the common understanding.
And what kinds of things have you been collaborating on?
We've been working together to facilitate cross-cultural understanding. We put together one of the most extensive cross-cultural trainings I've been a part of in my career, and we brought together park staff, we brought together community members, not just over the series of one day, but actually several days throughout this past summer, where we actually really got in depth and had heart-to-hearts and talks and very enlightening conversations with one another to help us understand that relationship. And when we did, we found that there was a lot of common things, and again, with the understanding that we want to work together.
Each perspective helps to strengthen our understanding and our ability to interact responsibly with the environment today and in the future. Considering the impact of multiple pressures on the landscape, the value of planning to better address cumulative effects, and the braiding of multiple knowledge systems, we can design tools to help us respond quickly to the changing conditions of our environment. Join us in Part 5 of Footprint, where we introduce one of the tools we use to guide us through this journey: environmental management frameworks. We encourage you to learn more about how we can better manage our footprint by visiting the Government of Alberta website at www.alberta.ca.